Well, good morning, positive people. It's good to see you back. I appreciate you stopping by. At the time that I am videotaping video in this video, I'm recovering from my Blueridge Parkway trip from yesterday. You know, last week's video. I got home around 10 o'clock last night and came in, took a shower, got all my stuff kind of unpacked, and I hit the sack somewhere around about midnight. And I woke up at 5:30 in the morning. Absolutely raring to go. I do have my hiking gear and all my stuff that I need if I want to go hiking today. And I'm not sure. It's Today with Tim, and we're going to see what I'm going to do today. But first, I'm going to stop by the Dollar General because I got some like kind of really odd gifts for my son for his birthday. Like the big gift's coming actually tomorrow, and he already knows what that is, and we're really excited. And I hope I can maybe videotape it. Not tape. It's never tape. It's not tape. It's not tape, Tim. It's not tape. Anyway, what I was saying is I got him some like really like off the wall kind of gifts. You know, they're like, they make so much sense like in our world, but they are truly like, they're just funny, you know. I'll show them to you here in just a second. Anyway, I got to get a gift bag for the stuff, and then he's going to meet me at a local diner kind of close to between me and him. He's actually off from school today, so he'll be mowing yards and stuff like that, but he's currently trying to round up all of his chickens, get them put back up because they got out last night. And then I'm going to meet him. So I got a minute. I'm going to run in here. I'm going to get that. Stick around. Let's see what Today with Tim has to offer. It could be awesome. It could just be nothing. I really don't know at this point. But hey, listen, if you are new here and you like humor and adventure and seeing cool stuff or going weird places with some random dude on the, you know, here in the interwebs, I may be the fella to scratch that itch.
Just good. A little more.
All right. Got the bag. Here's some of the crazy stuff. Some summer sausage. A thing of his favorite Royal King original beef jerky. A cool sign, Tyler Childers Country Squire 10. So we're big, huge Childers fans. So okay, let's go meet the child. Yo, check this out. This guy just pulled up. Hope he didn't pay for that paint job. America. Boy, we just can't win with these things, huh? What redneck hillbilly drives that thing? It's my son.
A few minutes later.
Woke up to a sunny day, clear blue sky. Nothing urgent on my plate, only good vibes.
Well, y'all, it is 10 o'clock. It's like, I've been sitting in this parking lot for a little over an hour and there's been no orders. So you know what we're gonna do? We're on the lower end near Virginia here in Elkin, North Carolina. And there's an access point to the Blueridge Parkway right there. So let's go and see what we can do. Let's go north today. Well, let the adventures begin. Well, I was going to go to Little Glade Mill Pond, which was just a half a mile that way, but I imagine we'll probably have to do that some other time. in the event that you're curious exactly where I entered on the Blueridge Parkway today, it was around mile marker 228. So you can look on the map, Google Blueridge Parkway mile marker map, and boom, that's where I started the journey on this end today. So one of the cool things on the Blueridge Parkway is it is so peaceful, tranquil, and quiet. And when you're riding down the road, the birds literally, when they chirp or do their bird song, they sound like they're literally sitting on your window. Just roll your windows down, enjoy the sounds of nature as you drive through. It is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. I live in paradise. I really live, this state is paradise. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some shitholes. But the other 97.635%, it's paradise. We're here at Fox Hunter's Paradise. This is an overlook that has an interesting history and spectacular views. For years, the knoll below was said to be used for fox hunting. Hunters would bring their dogs to the mountain here and release them to hunt. The topography and the surrounding mountains and valleys allowed the hunters to relax by a campfire while still following the sounds of their dogs. The high hills echoed back the distant voices of each hound. So a fun fact, there's actually 75 cemeteries that lie within the borders of the Blueridge Parkway. Some are maintained by the park and others by private families. This is Moxley Cemetery at Cumberland Gap. There are 19 graves in this small family cemetery, including the grave of 16-year-old Rebecca Smith Moxley. Rebecca's story is kind of unusual. In 1908, she lived nearby with her husband James. She was expecting her first child, but she believed that she would not live long enough after her baby was born, so she asked Pack Murphy, who owned the land in this spot, if she could be buried underneath the apple tree growing here. Not believing the girl would die soon, Mr. Murphy agreed to her request. A few weeks later, after the baby Johnny Edgar was born, Becky Moxley died. She's buried here along with her parents, brothers, and a member of the local families, the Wilsons and Phipps. The Cumberland Knob Recreation Area opened up to the public in 1937. It was the Parkway's first recreation area. In 1941, the snack shop was opened. If you're out on a trail and there's a lot of leaf litter like here, just know that you have a good chance, if you're in the right region, of coming up against the eastern copperhead. Now, granted, people are scared to death of the copperhead, and you know, you obviously don't want to mess with it, but they're more afraid of you than you are of them, and they're going to avoid any kind of contact if they can. But they could be laying right here and you never see them. So always keep your eyes open when on the trail. Always stay safe, because anti-venom's something like $10,000–$12,000 a vial. Yeah, and by the way, if you don't care for snakes and you don't want to encounter them, look for them. It's the easiest way not to ever see them. I promise you that. Learn your local reptiles, snakes, what you have in your area, what's venomous, what's not venomous. A big misnomer is if it has a triangle head, it's venomous. It's not the case. Many snakes can lower their head, their profile, and it makes it look triangular. It's a defense mechanism to try to look like a dangerous venomous snake. Where I'm from, one that's commonly, very commonly mistaken is the cottonmouth. The cottonmouth is believed to be all over the state of North Carolina, but in reality, most of the people, they're east of the state, but most of the people here in the West will say, well, I seen a cottonmouth down by the pond or down by the river. But what they're actually seeing is the northern water snake. Now, they're a cool snake, beautiful. They are very thick. They eat fish and rodents and other snakes and stuff. They are, unless they're provoked, they're very docile, and they don't like to be messed with, obviously. Anyway, in case you didn't know that, if you're on Facebook, go to, most states have their own local snake page where experts can get on there, herpetologists and stuff, and they can identify things for you. In most cases, like here in North Carolina, there's only like 6 species of venomous snakes, and around me, all I've got really is the eastern copperhead. Now, just north of me, there's a small section where the timber rattler has been spotted, but you know, there's a few different kind of rattlers, and it's pretty cool. It's a cool state for some really neat snakes. And another good tip is, if you're crossing a log that's laying down, never step across that log. Always step up on the log, look over it, and then step further out. Snakes love to go in those little crevices against the ground. That's when they get spicy. Don't let them get spicy. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Wasn't much of a comfort station. Y'all at confessional had toilets in it. Boy, really proud of them comfort stations. I think they need to do a little work on those things. All right, I guess it's off to our next spot. So about 13 years ago, when I was married and my son was about 4 years old, we all took a day trip and we came up the Blueridge Parkway. We came here where the music center is, and there was a little place that we pulled over before we got here. We got out and we walked around, we explored. And when my son was younger, he had this fascination with always putting rocks in his pockets. So as we explored and walked around, he went out in front of us and he was having fun time playing in the dirt and the rocks and looking at bugs and all kinds of critters, and we thought nothing of it. We finished up exploring after probably 30-45 minutes. We got in the car and we came down here to the music center, watched the performance, and when it was all said and done, we got back in the car and we left. So as we're going back down the parkway, heading back home, Wyatt's in his car seat and we're just driving along, and he says they had some really neat rocks there. To which his mom replied, "They sure did, honey." And at that moment, it dawned on me, he's probably got some rocks in his pockets. So I said, "Son, tell me you did not take one of those rocks from the Blueridge Parkway." His mom looked back there and, well-timed, panic face, said, "Son, tell me you didn't pick up one of those rocks." The look on his face was priceless. He said, "What would happen if I did have a rock?" And his mom said, "Do you have a rock?" And that's when he pulled out a rock about that big around. And in the sweetest, most angelic voice, that little boy looked me dead in the eyes and he said, "I'm going to the big house." Now, of course, we weren't terrible parents. We just were having fun with him, and we let the cat out of the bag a few weeks later. But that didn't deter that child from picking up rocks and bugs and everything else that was on the ground. Now, when you say cleaner cars, what exactly do you mean? I need one of those. Perhaps one of these days I can call Trenton Alley at Mountain Made Vans and get them to do me one. Yeah, we're gonna have to hit 1,000 pretty quick on the subscriber side so we can start getting paid on this channel a little bit. Or we're gonna continue in the truck. Well, that's one of them on there. Well, y'all, it won't come up. I ain't got a signal, but I just got notification from Fitbit that I just got the hot air balloon badge. I wonder what that means. I wish I had a signal. Does that mean I'm just because I'm full of hot air? Well, that ain't nice at all. That was cool. I really enjoy that place. Obviously, it's been 13 years since I've been here. But with that, I did stop and I picked up a few decals and got a patch, and I also got some badges for a walking stick, a wooden walking stick that I want to make, and I've got others from other places that I've collected. So that's something I want to do. But I'm still heading north, and I'm not sure. It's 1:45. I am starting to really get hungry right now. I may have to break into the snack box. Have me a little bit of watermelon I brought. How do you like your watermelon? Do you like it with a little salt on it? I know people that actually put hot sauce on it. Getting a little dicey out there. Holy cow. There's a storm coming. Well, anyway, bon appetit. Well, it looks like we are finally done for the day. We made it to mile marker 200, and we are right close to Hillsville and Mount Airy. So Hillsville's 8 miles north and Mount Airy is 14 miles south. But I hope you have enjoyed this. It was fun. It's starting to rain and there's a storm coming. So, plus I got a ton of files. So I hope you've enjoyed these last couple videos as much as I have. So if you have, hit that like button. Let me know. I would love to continue doing some journeys and some adventures. Well, I mean, I'm gonna do adventures anyway. That's not the point. The point is, I love each and every one of you. Thank you for your support, and I will see you on the next one. Later. Y'all ever seen somebody that don't have a chin? Like, I just saw a dude and he didn't have a chin. I'm not trying to make fun of him, but no chin. And all I can think is, how in the world does he put a pillowcase on his pillow? Mysteries of life. Hey, little skink. Hey, buddy. Hey. So I stopped by up here at Pilot Mountain at the overlook on my way back home from the Blueridge Parkway. It looked hazy everywhere, so came up here and look at this.